So let's have the third example for one-dimensional array. Again, an interactive mode with initialization during the declaration. So this is what we call searching. Searching means there are already given elements or given components within the array, and we want to ask the user to enter the target value within the elements. If the target input of the user is within the list, we can actually says that the value is found, and we're going to display the index or the position where we find where we found the element. So let's say, for example, a program that will prompt the user to enter target value from the given list of array named val. And this is the declaration of val. Val is already given. If the target value found, if the target value is found, display the target or the target position or the index. Otherwise, display the target not found. So in this case, first we're going to have the declaration statement. So again, since there is already a given 10 here, so we're not going to make use of const int. So instead, directly we're going to use int, and then we have val subscript 10. Then we have equals. Let's just copy and paste the value from 10 down to 103 and paste it here. Next, we're going to make use of int I for the index. And then I have also the input for the target value. So let's make it as key. So we're going to input the key value. Okay. And then we have int again. Let's have the pos or for the position. So once we already found the value or the element within the array, we need to return the value of the position where we found the element. For the executable statement, first thing we need to know is to ask the user to input the key. So I'm going to use cout, enter your target value. Okay, so we can also display the value, no? So let's just put the value first on screen. So I'm going to use cout values are, and let's put L. Then for loop again, I equals 0. I this time less than 10 since we do not use name constant. Then I plus plus. Then we just want to display, so cout set W. Let's make it 7 for example. And then we have the name of the array is val subscript I. Okay. So if I'm going to run the code again, initially, let's run initially the code. So the output will be the values within the array list. Then let's make this with end L. Okay. So next. So we're going to ask the user that our target value. So I'm going to ask the user to input the key. So let's say, for example, I input -77 here. So -77 is within the list and it's here. So the position of -77 is at position 0, 1, 2, 3. So at the final output, it should display that the value -77 is found at position 3. So that's actually the final output. So how are we going to do that? Okay. So once we input the key already, let's have the for loop. Again, for I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. And then let's have the begin and end curly brace. Okay. So in this case, we're going to test if the key that we inputted or the key inputted by the user is the same thing as the elements within the list. So I'm going to make use of if my key is equals to val subscript I. So if that is true, then what will happen? if key equals val subscript I, what will happen if the key is the same as the element, one of the elements in the array? So if that's already the key value, so we need to copy the I from pos. Pos equals I. This means that I'm going to copy the position of the index where we find the key value or the target value and assign it to pos. So that later on, the value that we're going to found and display on the output is the pos, not I. Okay, then after that, I'm going to make use of break. Break means stop the execution of the loop because we already found the target value. Otherwise, I'm going to put else here. Else pos equals -1, semicolon. So what is the statement pos equals -1? It means that we already reached the last position or the highest position or the last address of the elements, but we did not found the target value. So we need to assign a value which is not within the range of 0 to 9. So most of the time we assign value -1 if we did not found the value that we want to see from the list. Next, so we already processed the target value. So in this case, outside the loop, we need to use if pos is not equals to -1. It means that we found the element. So we're going to display cout. Then we can actually key is found at position. Then we use pos instead of I. And L. Otherwise, else, we did not found the key, so key not found, target not found within the list. Target not found within the list. Let's try to run the code if it's correct. Okay, so we only have those values, target, no? So for example, I input -77. It should display that the target value or -77 is at position 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try another example. So what if I'm going to input 10? 10 is at position 0. Another example, 567, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at position 8. So what if I run again the code and I input 1024? 1024 is not within the list components, so it will display target not found within the list. And that's our example number 3 for one-dimensional array.